We are here this morning because somebody has whispered a prayer in the morning. Someone has whispered a prayer in the afternoon. And somebody has whispered a prayer in the evening. And I stand here today because of prayer. I call myself a miracle living person because it was prayer that brought me to where I am today. And I am so glad. I have so much to thank God for. Because if we didn't pray, Lord have mercy on us. My topic this morning is the importance of prayer. What is prayer? Prayer is a communication with God. Prayer is related to the faithfulness of God. Prayer is also a practice of the presence of God. Prayer is an outward act resulting from the inner, intimate relationship with God. When we're praying to God, we're praying to God just like I see all of you right here. We may not see him with the natural eye, but when we open our mouths, prayer is talking to God. We're speaking to God, and God hears and he answers our prayers. When we have a clean and a pure heart, God cannot do anything for us with a dirty heart. If we want to get results and answers for our prayer, we got to start within ourselves and clean up ourselves. So when we go to God, we're going to God with a clean and an open heart, asking for God to come into our heart, and God will do the things we ask for. Some selective prayers in the Old Testament. Genesis 24, the prayer of Abraham. He was very old, and the Lord blessed him in every way. When he said to his senior servants and his household, the one in charge of all that he had, to put his hand under his thigh, he wanted him to swear by the Lord, that God of heaven and the God of earth, that he would choose a wife for his son Isaac from the daughters of Canaanites among whom he was living, but that they would go to his own country and his own relatives and find a wife for his son Isaac. The servant obeyed, and he left on his journey to his country, Nahor, and he took others with him. When they arrived, they had camels kneel down near the well outside the tomb. When the woman came to draw water, then they prayed and they asked God to make their journey successful and to show kindness to their master. Before they finished praying, Rebekah came out with a jar on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel and Micah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Noah. The woman was very beautiful, a woman no man had ever slept with her before. She went to the spring, filled her jars, came up again to the servants. She hurried to meet them. She came up, filled up a jar, and came to the servants. Hurried to meet them. They asked her to please give them a little water from her jar. Not only did she give them a drink of water from her jar, she also dipped in the well, and she brought water to drink for all the camels until they had enough. Then she ran back to the well, and she drew more water. Without saying a word, the men watched her closely, and they learned whether or not the Lord had made their journey successful. The men bowed down again to the Lord, and they worshiped and they prayed. The young woman told her mother, ran to her mother, and told the household about these things. The servants met the women's family, and after much discussion, the servants went with Abraham's prayer was answered. The servants got a wife for Abraham's son Isaac. They prayed, God heard, and God answered. The same as what we pray, God will hear and God will answer. There are other Old Testament prayers in the Bible as well. All the Bible is full of prayers if we only read and listen. When we say we don't know how to pray or we're afraid to pray, read the Word. The Word is full of prayers. Other Old Testament prayers, the book of Moses, the book of Exodus. Moses petitioned God's prayer as a pleading